All right. Okay. We're in the DAAD New York office here, and I am the information officer. And I hope that you guys will learn something a little today about the graduate student and postdoc and faculty programs that we offer. The bottom line for DAAD is that there's a lot of funding out there, and we're here to help you or guide your way through it. This is just a title. Well, the first things that I'd like to share is that, oops, sorry about that. Yes, we will. This is being recorded. Our slides of this presentation is being recorded. So if you miss it at exactly this time, or you have to cut out at some time, we're going to have it posted on our website where you can review it again or listen to it again if you missed something. What we're going to be talking about today is primarily DAAD and the higher education institutions of Germany, DAAD grants, and then we'll have a very good, and we hope to have a good juicy Q&A session for you. Write down all of your questions. I know that I've been getting a lot of questions, very good questions about applying to the DAAD scholarships. You have about a month to prepare for the big deadline, which is in November, for our two main annual grant programs. What is DAAD? Just very shortly, I'll just kind of go over it. We're a national agency for international academic cooperation. That kind of means that we're a part of the German government. We're not affiliated with any party. We don't have any partisan politics going on, but we do receive some of the German public funding monies, which is with the BMBF, which is the Bundesministerium für Bildung und Forschung, as well as the Außenministerium, or the Foreign Ministry of Germany. We provide scholarships. The three offices in North America serve as information centers, and we do a lot of advising about study abroad as well as about funding opportunities. DAAD programs are for all levels of higher education. As Leslie introduced, our three offices in North America region. The main office for North America is in New York City, and this is where we run all the programs for North American and Canadian students and faculty members to go to Germany. Our annual budget is just under 4 million euros, and this is for the New York office. So there's quite a lot of monies out there for, actually for under 400 million. That's for globally the DAAD.
Yeah, 400. Yes, let's clarify that.
That's quite a lot of money. But North America is quite a large chunk of that. About 6,000 people go back and forth between North America and Germany on DAAD funding. Oops, sorry about that. The DAAD, just to give you kind of an overview of where DAAD offices are. I know that there are some people via our Facebook profile that asked me whether today's presentation is going to be for students, for example, in Turkey as well. I mean, of course, you can all listen in to get a general idea. A lot of our programs do run across regions, but we have several regions of DAAD offices. Where you see the large triangles is where we have full branch offices, which are offices that are just like the New York office that actually administer a lot of the programs, and the smaller dots and the smaller circles are where we have information centers. So if you're near to an information center but far away from a regional office, contact that information center and you might get a little bit more information that's tailored to your region. This is kind of something that's less relevant for the American and Canadian students, but the Bologna process has created results that are relevant to you. For example, a lot of international degree programs came out of this, and what international degree programs are is a degree program more relevant for the North American students is master and PhD programs that are structured after the American-Canadian style degree programs. A traditional degree program in Germany is not quite this way. So it kind of makes for transporting your degree back and forth from Germany or internationally anywhere a little bit more easy. Also, these programs, a lot of them are being taught in English, and so there's less necessity to speak German or be extremely fluent in German in order to study at a German university. Your typical DAAD scholarship has about four four most important aspects to it. The monthly stipend, which is the lump sum, it varies depending on your level of education. So if you're an undergraduate student, you're going to get a little bit less than what a PhD student would. If you're a faculty member, what you're going to get is a little bit more than what a student would. And then because you have to have health insurance when you study in Europe, it usually includes a very, very subsidized health insurance program. For example, I think that the last, one of the more recent self-contributions, was that we take €7 per month out of your stipend in order to pay for your health insurance. And you get almost full health insurance, what the European students would get. You get a travel reimbursement. You should prepare to have funds for your international flight, and also prepare to plan your international flight on your own. But when you land in Germany, you're going to get some of that funding back. That amount is a little bit more less defined. Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes it can refund the full amount of the plane ticket. But the plane ticket is definitely funding that you should have before you go, and don't necessarily count on DAAD funding to get you there in advance. For those who are doing long-term and some of our short-term programs, we fund you to all travel to Bonn. Train fare, I believe that there's some accommodation involved. You might have student, a little bit more modest student housing, but you all get to meet each other at a meeting in Bonn. I know our RISE program is one of the shorter-term programs that also is involved, or also includes, an all-grantees meeting in Bonn. Well, now just to go through some of our shorter-term programs, this is the RISE Professional, grew out of our wildly popular RISE program, which is the research internship for science and engineering students in Germany. So RISE Professional places students, graduate students who are in the fields of natural sciences, technology, that would include computer sciences, engineering fields, all fields of engineering, electrical, mechanical, civil engineering, and then, of course, the traditional life sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, at internships in industry. So a lot of the corporations that are hosting these interns are the big names that you'll recognize in your brands that you use at home. This is for students who are graduate students currently enrolled. It's a 6 to 12-week internship, meaning 6 to 12 weeks, meaning it's slightly flexible in terms of what the host needs you for, how long the host needs you for, and the time that you're able to spend abroad. So there's a minimum of 6 weeks and the maximum of 12 weeks, so it's approximately 1.5 months to an entire 3-month summer period. German requirements depend on the nature of the internship. So because you're working in industry, there might be more of a need to speak German, but there's not an absolute requirement for German. Some students go on this and don't need any German whatsoever. You're seen also even as an asset, as an English speaker in the German context or the German environment. Scholarships, the funding includes scholarships and housing. The stipend that you'll receive is €750 per month, which includes, as mentioned before, the insurance and the travel stipend. What happens, you'll see that the deadline is January 31st. Approximately in December, you're going to see a list of scholarship opportunities start to go up on our RISE website. And so what you would do is browse through those opportunities and then post your CV by January 31st, the very latest, for those potential hosts to take a look at you as a candidate. Summer courses are very good. This is something that a lot of our graduate students do, especially those who are in fields where they need to learn some German to read or do research. There are summer courses at German universities. The primary target for these are the higher levels of the undergraduate students as well as the master's degree students. You're placed at a university, you choose the course, you choose the level. It has to be a minimum of intermediate, advanced intermediate, since there is this German language requirement, and the deadline on that, you see it right down there. Study scholarship, Mian Shen. Why don't you take over on this end?